Hey, Joey. As a veteran, I'd like to know what stood out to you on the first couple of days of practice with pads on.
What has stood out to me? This D line, watching Linval in action finally is pretty unbelievable. He's got to be, if probably the strongest human I've ever came across. He's just absolutely bowling people backwards. So he's really stood out to me. Chenna's been having a great camp so far. It's just the start. So just knocking the rust off so far.
And now that you got pads on, what do you think of number 56 and what his potential is on the squad?
Oh, yeah, he's a beast. He certainly looks the part back there. He's flying around. He could run. He's huge, 240, I think he is. I think he'll have a really good impact on our defense.
So Joey Bosa has called him a monster. Casey Hayward's called Linval Joseph a beast. Mm-hmm. Do you have a word to describe him?
Yeah, like I was telling Jeff the other day on another interview, man, he's like a mobile home out there, man. He's just bigger than everybody, man. He's just pushing guys back. He's it takes a lot to stop his force, and we can really feel it there in the back end, man. And the ball's coming out much quicker, so we feel comfortable with what we're doing, man. We added some height down there into that interior defense of line, and we're looking pretty good right now.
I want to ask you about the two rookie wide receivers, Joe Reed and KJ Hill. What have you seen from those guys, I guess mostly on film, and what's it been like getting them in your wide receivers role?
It's been good. They both show a lot of potential. Joe's very explosive. He's fast. He's strong. And KJ, he's been a technician so far, so he can just keep that up, keep running crisp routes like he's been doing, and just understanding knowledge of the offense, and he'll be solid.
How's it been like putting pads on? Is that what you said? Yeah. Oh, it's been great. Anytime you can get back out here, obviously we had a slow ramp up to the camp. But, once you finally get to start playing football, man, it's fun. It's fun to hit again. You're playing real ball when you put those pads on. So it's been fun to compete. I know we've been competing well. I think going back and forth, defense, offense, it's been good competition out here.
Hey, Shane, what's it been like getting on the field with Justin, finally being able to work, in person with him, and where is he in his development? What have you liked out of him so far?
Yeah, no, it's been exciting to finally get him on the grass. We talked about when we drafted him, his athletic ability is rare for his size, but to see it in person and the type of throws he's been making in practice has been very impressive. And he's a sharp kid, good learner. He does a heck of a job of staying in the pocket, and the pressure's coming. He hadn't flinched yet, so that's a big sign of success down the road as he continues to grow in the system and in this league.
Yeah. All three of your quarterbacks have been making plays with their feet, off script. Justin, Tyrod, even Easton had a scramble yesterday. What does it do for you as an offensive coordinator to just have all three guys, and including your starter, can make plays off script like that and move around?
Yeah, it does. It opens up the offense a little bit. Guys are able to make, off schedule plays, especially, on third downs. We're dropping back and going through our progression, and they don't see nothing. They can take off and make a big play with their feet, or obviously the scramble comes alive so we can get chunk plays off that. A lot of the best plays in football come from off schedule plays, the scramble plays. So to have three guys that can run around and make those big plays off the scramble will be big for us this year.
The quarterback room, how are you guys getting along with each other?
It's all love. We're on the same team. We're trying to accomplish the same goal. I think just natural competition and everyone bringing their best game each and every day brings out the best in each player. This is my 10th year in the league, and I think every quarterback room that I've been in, whether it was a clear outright competition or whether it was a clear starter, I think just as quarterbacks and the type of players we are, we bring a competition mindset each and every day. And like I said, I think that just brings the best out. You want to show what you can do. You want to show the coaches what you can do, and that brings the best out of each player. And that's good for our room. That's good for our offense, and it's good for our team to see, for everyone to see the quarterback, whoever is in, taking the reps to be assertive and to be the leader that the team needs.
Just what's your overall assessments of how the offensive line is doing so far?
Offensive line is doing fine. First couple of padded practices, defense is usually ahead of the offense, but I think the offense is learning more about new schemes and what we're doing. They're playing faster, more physical. I'm pleased with the offensive line right now. I just got to get those guys to week one healthy. We have some veterans up there that's been in this league for a while, and we're going to hold them back just a little bit. But I want to see those young guys get in so I can evaluate them.
For you specifically, are you being asked to do the same basic things you did in Green Bay, or anything extra?
Well, I mean, I can say that they asked me to block Joey, which is tough, and Melvin, that's hard. So yeah, I mean, that's one thing that I got to do. I got to block those guys. That's tough. And I mean, they want to make sure I don't get the quarterback sacked, and they definitely want me to create lanes for Eckler. So those are two things that are very similar that I'm doing that I had to do in both places. So, but no, I mean, it's at the end of the day, you line up, you play ball. Our job is to win no matter what the situation is. And that's really, that's what it is. And I'm getting the best work I could possibly get against this defense here, because these guys are studs here. And it's a very good defense. And I mean, this is really good work.
Tell us a little bit about the difference playing left to right and what adjustments you're having to make.
I think the only difference from left to right is just changing up your feet. There's not much more of a difference there. You see the defense the same, but the only change is just switching up your feet.
And how do you think that transition has been going for you so far?
Transition's been going good. Coach Camp is doing a good job getting me right, just fundamental and technique sound. But other than that, it's going really good.
Would you kindly share your thoughts on number 56 and what you saw from him in the first day of pads? Yesterday it looked like he's all over the field, sideline to sideline. That has to tickle you.
Well, I think he's a big man. I think that's what first jumps out. He's, 240 pounds and can run well. So he's been a surprise as far as just how fast, how he's picking it up. In college his last year, I mean, obviously he did a great job defending the run, but a lot of what you saw him do was spying the quarterback in pass coverage. So the little bit of the unknown was just how he was going to pick up some of the zone drops and coverages and aspects like that. But he's done a really good job picking that up. So he's progressing well up to this point. I mean, we're in practice 4, so, it's still a ways to go. But, I think the bar is moving, in the right direction for him.
Speaking of Chris, he said that you're probably the best counterpart that he's had since Aqib Talib. How excited are you to play with him? And what have you seen from him? And what has he brought to the team so far this training camp?
I'm excited to play with him. You're always excited to play with a good corner, on the opposite side of you or in the inside of you. But, he brings a savvy. He brings a veteran savvy to him. He's really smart. He knows what's coming before we even know it, before the offense coming out, which is a good thing. So when I'm outside and he's inside, he's telling me route combinations, things like that, what to expect. So he's a really smart, savvy guy. A lot of plays underneath his belt. And like I said, long as he come in and play like the Chris Harris Jr. we've seen, we got a chance to be really good, especially if everybody's playing at a high level that we expect.
The Chargers have been your rivals for a couple of years. Can you give us your impressions of the team, not just as a whole? How impressed are you by them?
I'm very impressed. They did a great job of getting a lot of great players this offseason that help this team and help try to get us over the hump. And I'm excited about what we got on the offense and competing versus those guys. Definitely, they're going to put up points, and especially on defense. I have a lot of confidence in what we're doing and Coach Bradley and Coach Miles and the coaching staff and what they got planned for us. And it's just taking it one day at a time and continue to improve.
How are you better this season going into training camp than you've been in previous years going into training camp?
Confidence. Confidence is a big thing. Explosiveness off the ball. I've definitely been training that all off season, stuff like that. Changing my body around just like I did the previous season. This year focusing more on body fat and gaining more muscle and everything like that. So, just being quick off the ball, being quick twitch, having that lateral quickness. Obviously you need it for D-line, especially an interior guy, and staying strong at the point of attack, stuff like that. So, just bringing all that things to the field. I've been working on off season, so it's now being showcased on film. So, I'm excited for that going into the season.
You had a really outstanding season last year. You played the rush defense really well. What are some of your expectations for yourself or some levels that you want to get to for this season?
Well, I think first and foremost, I I feel like you can't have individual goals without team goals. And I know finishing 5-11 last year wasn't good enough for me, and it wasn't good enough for the rest of the guys on the team. And so I think winning our division and getting in the playoffs, that's the mindset, with the end goal, obviously, winning the championship. And so whatever I got to do this year to help the team do that, whether that's at linebacker, special teams, I'm going to do it.
What's happening, Chargers fans? If you guys want to see some more, click right here. Check it out. It's pretty simple. Right here. Check it out.